Yo, what's up, folks? Got some news. Baseball's just around the corner. January 27, 2018. MLB trade rumors is back. We got some news. After weeks of speculation, the Orioles manager Buck Showalter confirmed today to fans and reporters, including MastonSports.com's Raj Kabatko, that Manny Machado will be moving from third base to shortstop. This with Tim Beckham shifting over to the hot corner. This will at least be the club's setup going into spring training. Showalter specified through plans could still change down the road. News broke in November that Machado was interested in moving back to his original position, despite developing into one of the game's best defensive players as a third baseman. Machado has played just 433 big league innings at shortstop over his 6-year career, with a bulk of the action coming in 2016. The 380 innings when he fulfilled playing for the injured J.J. Hardy. Machado posted his strongest metrics that year: 5.4 UZR, 150 plus 3. I don't know what the heck that means, but that's like metrics basically in defense, in infield. Defensive run saved as a shortstop. It was hard to extrapolate from the small sample size how Machado could fare at the position over the long term. Given that Machado is just a year away from free agency, it can be ignored that the position change widens Machado's potential market, proven that he can handle shortstop would only rise Machado's already sky-high value heading into the 2018-19 offseason free agency. He's going to make a boatload of money, folks. That's for sure. While his first preference would seemingly be find a team that would allow him to continue at short, Machado could also keep third base needy teams in the picture, or even explore scenarios that would see him play every day at one of the two positions. The position change also has significant 2018 implications for the Orioles, who now could look to complement the right-handed hitting Beckham with a left-handed platoon. left-handed partner at third, given how Beckham impressed in his first month in the O's uniform. However, the team might want to give him a clear shot at the everyday job. Executive VP Vice President Dan Duquette mentioned to VI Korkobutch that the Orioles had been talking to longtime utility man Ryan Flaherty about the possibility of return, and in addition wouldn't be any significant threat to reducing Beckham's status as a starting third baseman. LMB Valemia or prospect Ryan Mountcastle could also eventually get into the third base mix. That's not bad. Well, I think over the last few days we saw some blockbuster deals, folks. With Lorenz and Cain heading to the Milwaukee Brewers. It's a huge move. That move's huge, and then Christian Yelich getting traded there for a pile of high-end prospects from the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, I'm just surprised the Marlins. When you look at the Marlins from last year to this year, how many stars they've gotten rid of. I mean, it's basically what they used to be. And the Pirates are doing the same thing when they traded off Andrew McCutchen. It's true McCutchen had one more year on his contract, and then they traded off Garrett Cole too. So, I mean, these two teams were teams that could probably make the playoffs this year, or actually take a run at a wild card. But now they traded off all their star players. It's funny how some of these teams do it, man. But I still think Pittsburgh Pirates are contenders, even without Andrew McCutchen. They still have some talent on that team. So we'll see what happens with Pittsburgh. They still have good pitching. They have some good young players coming up, so they could let McCutchen go because they couldn't afford him. I mean, he's gonna probably want so much money, and they're still a small market team. Plus, they're getting good TV money, but I guess reality really hit them. Same thing for the Royals with Lorenz and Cain. And don't forget about Eric Hosmer. There's been talk Hosmer could return to the Royals. I'm hearing from some sources that the Blue Jays are interested in Hosmer, but San Diego's are the front runners to get Eric Hosmer. St. Louis Cardinals are interested, but they're really interested in Donaldson now after Lorenz and Cain going to the Brewers along with Yelich. So that just makes St. Louis more aggressive in acquiring Josh Donaldson this offseason. I think in the next few weeks we might hear news that the Blue Jays and the Cardinals consummate a blockbuster deal that sends Josh Donaldson to the Cardinals for some premium prospects and some pitching. So we'll see what happens. There's still talks that what's going around could actually happen. Cleveland, they still have Edwin Encarnacion. He's getting it done. So if you can get some of these good young players for young, small 4 or 5 year deals, that's actually pretty good. These teams are rebuilding from within. I mean, former Blue Jay Ryan Goins now is part of the mix for the Royals to give Acetis Escobar a little bit of a breather here and there when he's playing. So, the Royals are still a good team. They still have good pitching. They have Ian Kennedy. They still have a lot of good pitching on that team. Duffy. They still have Alex Gordon, one of the top players in the game. They still have a good team, man. They might have lost a few of their great young talent, but they still have a good team that can compete for a World Series in 2018. I think the team they still have to beat in the National League is the Nationals. They still have Bryce Harper. They have Daniel Murphy. They have Gio Gonzalez. They're all heading to free agency this offseason. And the same thing for Matt Wieters. I think he's heading to free agency after this season. So right now they're going for it. I think the Nationals know that in changing manager and in changing philosophy, this is it. Dusty Baker shouldn't have been fired. I think Bryce Harper would have signed there long term. He would have signed $200 million, maybe 8 years or something, maybe 250, whatever, probably 200 million for 8 years. The Nationals, if they would have kept Dusty Baker, he was that important. Same thing, Daniel Murphy, he'd probably resign there too, and Gonzalez. They'd probably take massive discounts just to play for their manager. That's how much they were connected to their manager. They loved their manager. And it's like when was there? He's one of the original managers, but Riggleman. When Riggleman was there, he was a good manager. He helped Bryce Harper along the way, and Gio Gonzalez. That's why they're great players now. Riggleman was a good manager. He was there for a little bit. He was like an interim manager, and he really helped them. Same thing with Dusty. He really helped them. Matt Williams, it was too much. It was too intense for them. They had to get rid of him. But Dusty Baker really helped those guys out. And I believe in my heart, if Dusty Baker was still the manager this year, every one of those guys would take a hometown discount to stay for the Nationals, to play for the Nationals, just because they love to play for their manager. And that, the manager is so important. That's why you look at Joe Girardi when he was in New York, he lasted so long. It's because the team, the players believed in Girardi, and that's why Girardi did so good, But eventually they got sick of the message, so they eventually had to get rid of him. But that's the key. They believed in Riggleman, just like they believed in Girardi, and they believed in Dusty Baker. And same thing with the Blue Jays with their manager too. So at the end of the day, you feel comfortable with certain people, and that's what makes great teams going down in history, and that's what it's all about. So, folks, that's all the time we got. Thanks for watching. For MLB trade rumors for January 27th, 2018. The All-Star games tonight in the NHL. The NBA All-Star reserves have been announced. That's going to be cool. But for baseball, expect a blockbuster deal very soon for Josh Donaldson. What Milwaukee Brewers just sent a message to them that if they're not going to get Eric Hosmer or Mike Moustakas, they're going to acquire Josh Donaldson from the Toronto Blue Jays. That is official. You better believe that. And I think the Yankees ain't done yet. Yu Darvish could be a Yankee, or he could actually become a Minnesota Twin. You heard it here first. We'll see you next time, folks. For MLB Trade Rumors, the one and only Mark Spencer is back. It's better than ever. Peace.